I suppose the original inspiration for Relic was drawing from personal experience of my grandmother having Alzheimer's and just looking at the changing relationship between her and my mother. And I suppose the kind of shifting dynamics that happen within a family when the parent kind of assumes the role of the child. And I was taking a trip that year, I think this was back in 2014, I took a trip to my grandma's house in Japan, and she lives in this kind of rural town near Nagoya. And that house has always had such a, it was a happy house, but it's an old house, probably like 150 years old. And so I'd always, as a child, had kind of recurring nightmares and fears about that place in general. So I think the combination of the two things, the kind of, the family dynamic and I suppose the growing dread of the worsening Alzheimer's combined with this kind of quite freaky setting was the seed of what became Relic. I suppose another point of inspiration for Relic were some news stories I'd read about some incidents in Japan where some elderly people had been effectively neglected, abandoned, and found dead in their homes with their children, kind of off in the cities, and so they had been left alone. And there was something so heartbreaking about the notion of that, that level of abandonment that they had died by themselves. One of our family friends used to be married or engaged to Hideo Nakata, who is the director of The Ring. And so she used to tell me kind of stories about his process and his work as well as his concept of what horror is. And she was the first one who kind of impressed upon me that horror is not just about what's scary, but it's also about what's beautiful.
When was the last time you spoke to her?
It's been a few weeks.
Gran? Mom?
Mom! She called me a few weeks ago. I think she was scared. She thought someone was coming into the house.
Tea?
You can't put Gran in a home. She can't live on her own anymore. She has to be watched.
Everything all right, Gran? I thought this was where it got in.
Who?
Whoever was coming into the house.
Mum, what is it?
It's here. Under the bed.
I'm here to help you, Mum.
I can see you.
This house seems unfamiliar.